Looking in for Booker, who takes a three. No good. Tucker with the rebound. The Suns are not going to foul. It's been a 50-year journey. Wisconsin, we've got a room at the top of the world tonight. The Milwaukee Bucks are NBA champions. Let the celebration begin.
WTMJ, the Bucks radio network, and the man making the call, Ted Davis, the Bucks play-by-play announcer. And Paulie picked this up with a tribute to a shout-out to Tom Petty in the lyrics there. Room at the top. And Ted joins us on the program. Did you have it scripted, Ted?
Not really. I mean, I had an idea. I wanted to connect 50 years to now. And, you know, I'm such a big Tom Petty fan. He's the only celebrity who, when he died, it really hit me emotionally because I love his music, love his lyrics. They're so simple and evocative. And I wanted to work that in somehow because, hey, the Bucks do have a room at the top of the world tonight. And as Tom Petty said, I ain't coming down.
What did you think of – it felt like a coronation with 65,000 outside, packed house inside. What was that feeling like for you trying to set the scene on radio?
Well, 8 years ago, I was doing games for the Bucks when Giannis was a rookie and Middleton had just arrived from Detroit, and that team won 15 games. And you had trouble getting 10,000 people in the arena. So to see where the Bucks are now, I mean, let's face it, for a long time, Milwaukee was NBA Siberia to a lot of players. They didn't want to come here. It was a cold weather city. It had an aging arena. They hadn't won in a long time. And now you look at where they are with that beautiful arena. It's selling out every game. The Deer District out there had, I don't know how many people, 65,000 people just standing outside. The NBA is now a great, viable market. And Giannis's presence at the age of 26, 27, going into his prime, I think is going to ensure that Milwaukee is now a destination for players who want to chase a ring because they know they can win here. The entire perception of the franchise and in some ways the city has changed.
When did you realize how good, how great Giannis could be? You remember a game or a moment?
Probably in his third season. Jason Kidd was the coach, and the team really wasn't going anywhere. It may have been his fourth season. And Kidd just tossed the keys to him and said, you play point guard for a while. And that's when he started having triple-doubles. I remember he had a triple-double the night Kobe Bryant retired. It was the year he retired. It was his last game in Milwaukee. And after that game, Jason Kidd set up a private meeting off the Bucks locker room, just Kidd, Giannis, and Kobe Bryant. And Giannis had a triple-double that night. The Bucks had won the game. And Kobe Bryant said to Giannis, you have the talent to be as good as you want to be. Now, do you want to work for it? And I think that lit a light bulb above Giannis's head, saying, man, if Kobe thinks I can do it, I can do it. Now, I think he had that work ethic within him anyway, but we all need a little motivation, right? A jump start, something to kick us. I think that did. And from that point on, we've seen Giannis grow into this full-blown battering ram mode that is an MVP in the league and an MVP in the finals.
What was the mood like when the Suns went up 2-0?
I don't think anybody panicked. They knew they were coming home. They had played very well at home. They had been down 0-2 in the Brooklyn series and came back and won the two home games to flip the script to make it a 2-2 series, and they did it again. This group had some scars from the last two seasons where they were up 2-0 against Toronto in 2019 in the Eastern Conference Finals and lost 4 in a row. Last year they lost focus when they went into the bubble, and they got bounced out by Miami in a gentleman's sweep. They had been the top seed, the best record in the NBA, and it wasn't good enough. I think those scars were there at the beginning, and there was no panic on this team. They knew that they were good enough to win, and they just set about doing the business of making it happen. And you have to learn from your suffering, from your disappointments, and I think this team did.
When Giannis was drafted, he came over, and then Milwaukee decided, I think the GM at the time, John Hammond, brought his family to Milwaukee to make him more comfortable. But before that, Giannis was sending money home during his rookie season. He does mention his mom a lot. What role has she played?
Oh, she's big in his life for a lot of reasons. I mean, they were very poor in Greece when they immigrated from Nigeria. They couldn't get citizenship. They were living off the books. His mom and his dad worked really hard to make life as good as it could be in those circumstances. And he remembers that. He's very strong on family. He's very loyal to them. There's a story that's been told, but I don't think people really realize how close Giannis was to not living his NBA dream. When he came over in his rookie season, it took a long time to get the paperwork done to get his parents out of Greece. And the Bucks ownership, Senator Herb Kohl at the time, was working through the State Department to get it done, but the Greek government was not cooperating. And you have 3 chances to get your family out. So they tried the first time, Greece said no. They tried the second time, Greece said no. Now this is the third time, and this went all the way to the top of the State Department. I think John Kerry was the Secretary of State at the time. And Giannis has said that if he had not gotten his family out of Greece at that point, he was going to go back and play in Europe. He wasn't going to play in the NBA. This might have never happened, but they got it done. They got his parents over here. Now he's a 2-time MVP. He's going into this Supermax contract next year that will change his life. It's generational money, and it's a great story.
Phoenix Suns would like to recheck that paperwork of Giannis. just saying there, Ted. But, hey, congratulations. It's not just players who suffer through this. It's certainly, people like you who are there every single night. You got to show up at the building when you're winning 15 games. People forget about that. Everybody would love to be in the position you had last night. It sounded great, and congrats, Ted.
Well, thank you. I had a veteran when I got into the league in my first year. He said, we don't get paid just to do the good games. So you got to do the bad ones. But when you have a good one, you want to savor it. Yeah, so thank you.
But if the Bucks had lost, would you have gone with Free Fallin' or Breakdown by Tom Petty?
Probably Free Fallin'. Yeah, that's what it would have felt like.
Well, congrats. Get some sleep, Ted. Thanks for joining us.
All right. Thank you, Dan. Bye.
All right. That's Ted Davis, Bucks play-by-play announcer.